Hello, crafters, and welcome back. My name is Deepa from Designs by Dee, and today I'm sharing a quick and easy card making a border using the Effortless Artistry Paper Pack. So, this is the EAP collection, and today I'm specifically going to be using the Love Like No Other set. Now, if you look at this set here, you get a full pad. Now, this is a large pad that includes all of these designs. And the unique thing about these designs is you're not going to find this anywhere else, only with Crafty Meraki, where you have these flowers, this design, which is colored in 4 different ways. And there are actually the Crafty Meraki designers who colored these in. So this was Lunan, Arjita, Erica, and Brenda for this pack. I'm sorry if I pronounced any of the names wrong, but you can see that there are 3 different unique styles. There's different colors, and one of them is actually a no line coloring effect. So if you're not really into coloring or you don't have the time, that paper pad is what you're looking for. Now, if you want different colors and you do want to color the design in yourself, there is the stamp set, and you've also got the coordinating dies. So you have all those options available to you. Now, you'll see that there are 24 pages, so there are 4 of each, 6 times in here, so 4 designs 6 times, so there are 6 papers for each design. I'm going to actually stick with these beautiful oranges, yellows, and like a bit of pinkish red. This is very indicative of autumn to me, and we're getting into the fall season, so I thought that this set of colors would work perfectly for my card. I'm actually going to take 2 of these sheets with this same color scheme, and I'm going to use the coordinating dies just to cut out those curved flowers, which are gorgeous. Now, these are perfect because of the curved nature of them for creating wreaths and things like that. And I mean, that's the obvious thing to do. I'm going to just create a border with it, which is a little bit different, and I'm hoping that it sparks your creativity. Now, since I have the dies out and the paper, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a sentiment for this card, and I'm going to use the Love Like No Other, which is exactly what this paper pack is called. And I don't need the rest of these, so I'll just go ahead and put those back in my paper pad, and I'll save that for another project. So I'll take the die and I'll position it over the sentiment, and then I've just got my Sizzix sidekick here ready to cut this out. I love having this on my desk because I don't have to go use my larger die cutting machine. That's nicely cut out. Now I've also got a piece of foam, and I'm going to cut this out from there as well because I want to add some dimension to that sentiment. Now, you could just add foam adhesive when you go to add your sentiment. That would give you the dimension, but sometimes I like to switch it up and use like the complete foam piece. It's really up to you. Now, I'm actually using the panel cardstock, and I'm going to do some dry embossing on it. And to do that, I'm going to use the Diamond Dazzle foil plate. So no foiling involved, just some embossing. I'm going to attach this cardstock panel, this nice orangey reddish cardstock panel. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4 because I want it to have a bit of a border. And you can see I'm adding my Sizzix platform, my adapter B. I've got some shims here, which is just really cardstock folded over. And then I'm going to add the cardstock and the plate, and then a rubber mat. And you can see I've already put it through. I've got a little bit of crackling, but that's completely fine. We'll cover a bit of that up. And you can see that you get that nice foiling, not foiling, but embossed effect with the foil plate. So don't forget that you can use your foil plates for this technique as well. I always forget to do it, but in this case I remembered, and I hope that I remind you too. So now we can actually go ahead and put this together. And all I'm really doing is taking the 4 bunches of flowers and positioning them around the edge by the corners of this card panel here. And I'm using some foam adhesive just to give it a bit of lift off that background. And that's really all it's going to take for this card, besides adding the sentiment and some embellishments. So this is why I love this EAP paper pack. It is really ideal when you're looking to create a bunch of cards quickly. You can see that you could create a whole bunch of cards in this manner. And you don't have to take the time to do all the coloring. So, I mean, by all means, if you do want to color, you have the stamp set there available and you could color in and color to your heart's content. But if you are out of time, or maybe you're not into doing the coloring portion of making your card, this pack is perfect for that. And you can see that you can not only use this to cut out maybe focal points, or in this case, a wreath, but you can use this to create borders on your cards. And really, the possibilities are endless. I'm sure you can think of so many other ways to use these beautiful flowers that are nicely colored in for you. Everyone kind of took their time and did a good job so that you'd have some beautiful flowers to add to your cards. So now that I've added the flowers that are in the foreground there with the foam adhesive, I've got some extra bits that I cut off the edge at the top and bottom. And I'm kind of just adding them to the corners to kind of fill in the border so that it looks complete, so that you don't have any of the orange kind of sticking out too much in the corners. And you can do that to fill in your border as well. I also noticed that there are, so I cut the top and bottom of the panel. Now the left and right side, you'll see that there are bits of those leaves kind of sticking out. You could cut those off too, but I decided to leave those on because remember, I'm going to get like a 1/8 of an inch border around this panel when I put it on my card base. And I think it just looks really nice when you have a bit of your die cut kind of hanging over the border. So I will continue to add these extra pieces that I cut off. And that's also another way for me to remind you, look, you don't have to cut like 5 or 6 of these out. You've got the 4, and then any of the extra pieces you cut off, you can use to fill in your border or whatever it is you're creating. So now I'm going to go ahead and layer up that sentiment. So I'm using some dot runner on the cardstock. I'll attach it to the foam piece. And then to attach the foam to the actual card, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And the liquid glue just gives me a bit of time to kind of move it around to get it in the position I like. Plus, I find that the tape runner doesn't really stick as well to the foam when you actually apply it from the tape runner applicator. So I find that this looks better. Now you can see I could have put that on there in the landscape fashion, but then I changed my mind and went with the portrait fashion because remember that ripping, that bit of cracking I got when I did my dry embossing? This way helped me cover that up a little bit more. So now that I've got that glued on, I'm going to attach this panel to the card base. Again with the dot runner there. And that's pretty much done. So the last part of my card making experience here is embellishments, and this is my favorite part. So I'm going to add some gold opal gems here. These just look really nice with the autumn theme with the reds, and it just gives like a nice warm feel. It goes with the warm colors that are used in this card. And I think if I were to do this again, I might kind of space them out a little differently because they look spaced out a little too nicely. Like I would like them a little bit more random. But other than that, I think this card came together nicely. I think that it's a nice way to put together quick cards. And I do recommend getting that Effortless Artistry paper because, I mean, look at this. And it really only took me about 5 or 10 minutes. So I hope you guys have been inspired to create something like this today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Crafty Meraki channel. Everything I've used in today's card is linked in the description below, so you can check out those links there. And I hope to see you guys again next time. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.